get our first guest going. Not sure what's going on back there. We're here with Robert from Titan Labs. How you doing?
What's happening, man?
And our co-host for tonight,
Destiny Nicole Blanco.
Destiny Blanco, and
I am David the Tranimal Tran.
Get the mic closer to your thing.
Closer to my mouth. Does that sound good?
David Tron is flown in here
Tron.
for the Tron.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when you call me that.
He took his Tron bicycle over here.
Oh, it's yes.
Tron, Tran, Train. No,
She knows me.
I apologize, David. But he flew in all the way from Seattle to join us. It's for the big launch of a Revenant brand. But we're here, of course. We're going to go through and introduce you to a lot of really cool members of the Arizona cannabis industry. And we're going to host some NFL guys a little bit later, which was the inspiration for the Meet a Game Day, which hopefully you'll see across the country at different events. We should do an outdoor one where we can smoke. That would be really cool.
That would be fun.
So tell us about Titan Labs, though.
Hey, so we are Titan Laboratories Tucson. We're a full scope approved DHS licensed facility for analytical testing, all products, all tests, with full redundancy in southern Arizona. We're one of the only labs there. We're growing our business now. We just started in June with our full licenses, and we're growing our team, growing our business, and we're here to help the state to the extent that we can. We've been building labs in other states and working in the DoD in clinical labs, food testing labs, environmental labs, and we've kind of brought all that together for we brought here in southern Arizona. So
Are labs a big thing over in Washington?
Well, to me, I think overall, if you own a license, compliance is everything. You want to make sure that the most valuable thing on your balance sheet is always your license, so protect it. Whether it's, legally, whether it's testing your cannabis, we've seen people make a mistake by not doing that. And, while we're all fighting for a higher THC, it's really about truly understanding what we're consuming. And if we do that, then, we're better off.
He is the industry expert. I am a Padawan compared to Yoda over here of the cannabis industry. No, but it really is the consumers and the patients deserve testing. They demand testing. In Arizona, we have some pretty good companies like Titan that are testing.
And thankfully, lots of companies coming here to test, and the regulations have changed recently to require testing. It wasn't the case not too long ago.
Amen.
And they keep improving too, the DHS. And we talk about batch size, kind of being a little bit messed up in the regulations. They're getting some control over that. So we're seeing things that we like to see. And like you said, this is all about protecting public health and the patient. And we take a page out of the food safety industry. You test to make sure you're finding what you don't want in the product, and you have to do sampling and testing properly to get that right. And so we're getting there.
Well, isn't there different types of testing that's done?
Yeah, there are. There's generally two very big categories. There's chemistry tests and microbiology tests. The microbiology is for contaminants. The chemistry, we're looking for pesticides, metals, residual solvents, but also, everybody knows about potency with cannabinoids and, of course, the terpene profile. So,
I think people get a little too hung up on potency.
They do. I mean, it's important to be able to dose properly, but of course, that's not the value of the plant. It's not just in that one number. In fact, when we spend too much time on that one number, we're forgetting about a lot of other really important things that, this really diverse plant has. You can breed for high THCA, but then you're going to get rid of a whole lot of other minor cannabinoids along the way that could have an extremely beneficial effect.
I mean, that education is absolutely vital. I think we're trained to think a certain way, but I think as we all speak about the benefits, where it really isn't based on THC, it's based on, like you said, different cannabinoids. We're all finding that we all have a different need to get to optimal speed. The more we understand that, just like I love what you said, the food industry, they've done that already. They can measure it. Mm-hmm. We can measure it if we would like to. I think that's important.
We can. And, the basic tools are there. The requirements to test for contaminants are there, just like the food industry. But there's some education that's still required, on the cannabis side, because it is those minor cannabinoids and all the terpenes, and the good data that shows, what a personalized medical solution would look like for each individual patient. Because, the genetic diversity between two plants is the same as between a human and a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And so the chemotypes that you get from there, and all these different possible treatment modalities, and then you just layer on top of the diversity of humans and all their conditions.
Right.
I mean, it's really you got to find the right thing for you, and if everything that's out there is just THC, you're not going to find it.
So what you're saying is we're all different.
We're all different,
And this world is
Yeah.
made up of a bunch of different people,
And-
and it's okay that you're not the same as this other person.
and that should tell you don't be
No
afraid.
way.
Don't be afraid of that 13-14% strain.
Yeah.
Because there's
I
a
love
lot of there's some good stuff in there for potentially for
Yeah,
you.
it might not get you high as heck, but it will help you in those medical need parts that you need.
That's
Like
okay.
sleeping
Yep.
for some people.
And so as a laboratory, we aim for consistency. If you test low by accident, that's a cardinal sin. You test too high, people love that sometimes, because that's the only metric you have in the supply chain. But from us, you're just going to get a nice, consistent answer.
Yep.
And that we think helps everybody.
Do you guys also do leaf testing? If people wanted to test if their leaf is a male or female?
Sure do. We do sex testing. We do all the plant pathogens as well.
You hear that, cultivators?
Yeah.
Get up Titan Labs, get your leaf test.
That's actually a really cool thing. So a lot of individuals come to you guys as well as companies.
Individuals, caregivers, patients, and we're here to help everybody. In fact, we drop our prices when individuals come to us.
Oh, that's nice.
Because these are expensive tests.
Yeah.
And we're a business. We need to make money too. But, that individual that's trying to, get their genetics into the market, they need a little bit of help to get through all those different
Have you met
processes.
David from Prime Leaf over there?
I think I have.
David, this
Hey,
is
David.
Robert from
We're live here,
Titan
David.
Labs. Yeah, we're live. We're
Say
just,
hi to the camera there.
but it's being recorded. We're editing it all together. Oh, here's Trevor. What's up, dog? What do you think? Meet a Game Day Live.
All the homies are here.
Dude, this is out of hand.
I wish I could hear you
Good
right now,
friends
David.
from all over.
This is like a who's who of the Arizona cannabis
I
industry.
love it.
This is really cool.
It is absolutely incredible. Well, how do people get a hold of you? And so they can get in touch with you and contact you. Website, where are you guys at?
So best way to find us, just email me, robert@titanlab.net. We're also on the internet, www.titanlab.net. And you can call our lab directly, 520-771-9990, and we will hook you up with the best pricing in the industry and the best and fastest turnaround time, and nobody does customer service better than us. And oh, by the way,
You
we
said your
pick up
phone-
everywhere.
Your phone number was what again?
520-771-9990.
Get it.
We are right by the Tucson airport. So
Compliance, safety, patient safety, human safety.
come on up
and
here.
product quality. At the end of the day,
That's
we're
it.
also there to improve
So
brands.
come on up here.
Know what you're smoking.
Titan
know what
Labs
you're
in the
doing.
house, always at Mita.
Dime in the house.
What's up,
I
Dime?
love
Thank
the
you, guys.
Dime family.
Let's get Dime.
What's up, dude?
good, G? How you doing, brother?
We're gonna get Dime next. So come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, sit down. Just 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
My man.
Dime's in the house. We gotta get Dime to say hello.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dime, what's good?
What's up, brother? How you
This is
doing?
This is what I'm smoking on.
Yeah.
This is what I'm smoking on right now. I smoked it in Mexico for 30 straight days, so I appreciate you.
Well,
Thanks.
it's nice to get over the plane with it, baby.
Thanks. Yeah,
Non-detectable.
I appreciate
Look
it.
at you. You come prepared. This man knows how to come to a party.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, here, that's our new live reserve line that we
Oh
just got
man,
out
I
here.
love
We
the
got
live
Dime.
reserve
We got
line.
Dime. Got to show that out there.
Damn,
Got
let
the
me see
party
what that
pack.
looks like.
Okay.
Got the whole party pack.
New limited edition batteries that are iodized.
Oh man, what do we
Dime.
got? Go ahead, feed the
To
beast.
feed the beast over there.
Feed the tranimal over here. I
Feed
mean,
the
what are we
tranimal.
doing? I
Read
mean,
the Tranimal.
unite the
Tranimal.
Hey,
channel.
bro, I think you gave me that gold chain, but now it's silver, bro. I don't know what's going on,
New
bro.
one. This is just making its first
Oh,
debut,
no.
bro.
I think we were
Rub it
a
off.
little degenerate last time we saw each
That's
other.
fun.
But I know each
Yo,
other.
we did- That's how we do it. You're
One team, one dream, baby.
So check this out. This is an experimental thing. We didn't announce this up. We're doing a 2.5 hour recording, introducing the people. 2.5 hour recording, so people can meet people in the cannabis industry in Arizona. We're gonna email blast this out. We're gonna index it. So tell us about Dime. Tell us about where you guys are from.
Hey, we originated out in California.
You'll get a little closer here so you can.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We originated in 2017 in California, and we came up to the market and wanted to change it up. We were over the same 510 thread kind of situation, kind of the same smoke situation, battery situation. We wanted to kind of get more classy. So first thing we wanted to start to do that was basically get it all stainless steel, glass, and ceramic with 0% plastic in our things, all medical grade. Definitely hit the market for that, especially people that really care about the individual smoke and combustion that comes with the weed smoking or any cannabis combustion. That being said, our three main goals was basically biggest cloud, best tasting, best hardware. I think we basically solidified all that on the market, and basically we've in 4 different states now that we are basically top 3 always on the market.
What states are you in?
Right now we're in California, Oklahoma, Arizona, and Nevada.
You know what's cool is
I could contest to the quality of dime. Seriously,
if Yoda over here says that you're the best, you're the best.
I've slowed down on vaping, but just smoking everything that you guys do to curate the process from the battery to the hardware, which is custom,
Yes.
to the live resin, which to me, that's something just like that. There's a lot going on there. So anyways, I'm over here appreciating.
I'm a big person. I'll tell you this in a situation. Basically, anyone that came from a hardware, we wanted to attack it from a hardware situation. Anyone can fill a cart. Anyone can put it on the market. We wanted to attack it best combustion. We have a smart chip in our battery that basically makes it ultimate combustion level, which is temperature 415 to 480, and it pings back and forth to that level. Basically, it stays in a variable range with that. That basically took out the idiocy of someone smoking at a lower temperature, higher temperature, burning it. Also, we have all of our different function. If you actually look at our battery, it has different voltages for all of our different cars.
You got the battery out there?
So the box basically has all different voltages. 4.2 for our signature line. Our live reserve is at 3.7.
It's all gold.
Yeah, and basically, if you come out with this is all brand new. It's all limited edition for out here, especially for Arizona. It's basically all blue coming out. We got classy white.
Look at that with the packaging,
Yeah.
straight up. You could just save this, put this in your purse.
So we consider
first class, baby.
Yeah, 100%. That's all. Hey, it's Mr. Chow says it over there, bro. I'm always.
I'm approving of it.
Hey, but no one attacked it from the basic quality of the engineering of the aspect. So we wanted to definitely attack it, plus give the best product that we could to the basically market that was out where we were at. So
Dimitri, I mean, from the top down, from the hardware down there, it's kind of like nose to tail eating, right? It's just it's like beautifully done right.
I'm like Anderson Cooper. He's like Anthony Bourdain. You know, he understands. I just eat the food. He understands the food.
Hey,
we gotta want to know what's in the pepperoni.
Yeah. No, but check it out. You're not just one of the best brands. You're also one of the coolest brands.
Yeah.
I see you guys everywhere doing Instagram, social media, events. Your presence. You're like omnipresent.
Well, I see you at every event too, so I can say you're pretty cool as you tell.
You guys will see
Hey, you got one of the best assistants over here killing
you guys
it out
will see
here.
Meta podcast everywhere.
Hey, so I'll tell you like this: we're a lifestyle brand just as much as we are a cart brand. We're not trying to attack the market to make profit. Well, everyone's trying to make profit. Let's not lie about the situation.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that everyone's having a great time and making sure that the quality is known by who we are. We're Cali boys. We like to fuck around, have a good time with the best things. Would you rather have a Ferrari or an Accord? I'm not minded if one of you guys have an Accord, but I want the Ferrari band, so that's where we're at right now.
Well, you guys have proved it over and over. You guys are everywhere. Like you said, ubiquitous. You're around. When your brand's around, it feels like you're part of the community. You're sharing yourself in all facets of the community, and that's what it's all about. And it takes time, it takes resources, it takes guts to team up with teams and be able to do something dope like this. So anyways, big kudos.
What do you think?
Thank you.
What do you think of Meta?
I love Meta, bro. It brings out the best people, all the cannabis industry from any other state, to be honest, not just Arizona. And it goes time and time again, never disappoints.
That's my dad back there.
Pops?
I don't know what he's doing.
Hey, Daddy.
What's up? What's up? He's
Come up here.
I love it. Here, you want the mic? Here, take my
That's
mic.
David.
Here. Hi, how are you? Hey, Pops. Good.
David. It's Ted Downing.
I love it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, the sound is on.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow, Pops is up here. This is legendary, man.
Yeah.
You created this guy? Amazing.
What's up? We can't hear you. Hi. All right. Well, awesome. Dime.
I love you guys. Hey, that's all I got to say. One last thing. I want to make sure Meta is known all around. You guys always take care of each other. You guys are a family, close-knit, one team, one dream, baby, and that's where I want to live.
All right. We're gonna take the ESPN Game Day podcast to Hall Flowers.
Okay.
Set up with David.
You know we'll be there.
He teamed up with Dime already. Dime's already on the...
Looks like we're going to be in Mexico and Jamaica and MJ Unpacked. We'll see where else we go, you know.
Let's go worldwide, baby.
I mean, this is, if you can, I don't know if you can catch us on the camera, but it's like a sea of people back here.
Oh, bro, this is one of the most packed ones I've seen, so I'm glad that.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
Ari says that next.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. We didn't get a website. What's your website? What's your best way for people to get a hold of you? DimeIndustry.com. Okay. We'll get it up.
Jim McMahon, the legend, the Chicago Bull, Chicago Bear, right here, the legendary. No one else.
David, scoot over one.
Yeah, here. Dude, I'm ready to get out of here if Jim wants to come up here.
Yeah, we need to get Jim up here.
Yeah,
But
here.
You should be up here too.
There we go. Hey.
Jim
We're
McMahon in the house. So,
You throwing a pretty good party here, kid.
Jim, did you think you would be on game day again?
No, not in a spot like this. No, this looks like Bourbon Street in New Orleans right now.
This is the first ever cannabis game day.
I think you did a hell of a job there, buddy.
The cannabis
Putting on a good show.
I appreciate you, Jim. Have you guys met yet?
We were crossing paths,
but yeah. Officially, Jim. Man, what up?
Respect my region. We were just going through an interview. What we do here is we're all the different brands, different people, thought leaders and stuff in the industry. We interview them, introduce them to the audience at home. We record the thing for 2 hours and send it out so people can watch it. That's kind of the project. This is our first ever one, but I think it's going well so far. So we were talking to Respect My Region here, and then you popped up. So how are you doing, man?
Doing great. I'm a little pissed at myself. I forgot my cane, so I'm struggling to get around here with all these people. But Myra will be here shortly, and hopefully she'll bring it with her.
Man, so tell us about Revenant. How did this project get started?
Well, my partners Kyle Turley and Eben Britton, both ex-ball players. It's actually Kyle's. He thought about this whole project. He was in the CBD business before, I guess, and also a dispensary. So the Revenant name came about from the movie. You watched the movie, saw DiCaprio get mauled by the bear, and then the dream sequence when the Indian guy, I think, was feeding him something, and we believe that was cannabis. That's what healed him.
What movie was that? Legends of the Fall?
The Revenant.
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, yeah. With Leo.
So
Leo gets Brad Pitt gets mauled in Legends of the Fall. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. But yeah, that's how the whole name came about. He thought about it. He said, "This is what brought him back to life. Was this plant?" And so he named the company Revenant, and it's going pretty good so far.
Is this your first cannabis project, or I know you've been involved as an advocate at supporting the legalization, the personal choice, responsible use?
I've done a lot of cannabis conferences around the country, and also we did one in Jamaica even. People think it's legal in Jamaica. It's not legal in Jamaica. Only for the Rastafarians.
Yeah, exactly. Are you going out to the Jamaica conference this month?
I won't be able to make this one this month, but yeah, we've had a blast doing this. I've been an advocate since 1973 when I enjoyed my first joint. So I didn't know how good it was for me back then. I just knew how it made me feel. It made me sleep, made me eat, made me feel good. And that's what it's supposed to do. THC stands for the happy cannabinoid. So you're always happy when you're on it.
This morning I was talking to President Fox from Mexico. He's a big advocate of cannabis himself, and he's having a conference in October. I told him what I was doing tonight. He told me to extend you an invitation to his conference in Mexico.
Where is it going to be in Mexico?
It's Leon, which is in between Guadalajara and Mexico City.
Okay.
But it's at his presidential library. It's a giant conference center. It's really pretty cool place to go.
That'd be nice. I'd love to do that. I've got a home down in Mexico myself. Not too close to him, but I'm sure we'll find it.
No, but before the night's over, I'll connect with everybody, get your phone number and stuff, and I'll reach out to you about it tomorrow because he did extend the invitation to you.
Sounds good. I'd be happy to.
I told him I was going to be interviewing you about your brand, and tonight he's like, tell Jim that I'm a Super Bowl fan. I'm a Bears fan. He's a little broken English, but he's a cool guy, and he was very excited to say hello and stuff.
Most of my Latin friends are Cowboy fans, so that's good to hear.
Have you met him on the cannabis trail at all, or?
I don't believe so.
Excellent. So what kind of products are Revenant putting out? What are you guys putting out? Pre-rolls?
Well, I haven't seen the latest what we have right now, but
yeah.
I know pre-rolls are on there. We've got
we got flour here.
Yeah, the flowers.
We got stacks of flour.
Stacks of flowers, good. Yeah, I like I'm an OG guy, so I don't do many sativas. I like the indicas.
Indica ouch.
Yeah, they seem to help my body a lot better than the other.
Well, I know you have some injuries that you use cannabis for. When did you start discovering the medicinal aspects of cannabis, or is it all recreational? I mean, just what's your cannabis journey?
Oh no, I met Dr. Uma Donabalan.
Okay. I know Dr. Uma,
I met
yeah.
her years ago. In fact, it was at the Jamaica conference.
Yeah.
And she's taught me more about the plant than I'll ever even want to know. I mean, but she went through the whole background of it. You know, all the people that went around the world to put it on everybody's Schedule 1 drug list. You know, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, all the patents. She remembers all these patent numbers. I can't remember all this stuff. I just told her, I said, Doc, all I know is it makes me feel good, makes me eat and sleep.
Right.
And she said, that's what it's supposed to do.
She gave me one too.
Oh, right on, brother. Getting hot in here. Got to have a sip.
No, absolutely. I'm like running out of. I need a shot.
These lights are hot, boys. I don't know how you're sitting up here this long.
It is pretty hot up here.
Well, you know, it's you gotta. What is it called? Suffer with there's a phrase in there.
Beauty is pain.
Beauty is pain, something like that. So you guys are going to be in the Mint and across Arizona, which is cool. What other states are you guys looking at, or are you in yet? Or
well, we started out in California 2 years ago, and we're looking forward to going to Illinois now that Illinois is opening up. Hopefully hopefully my name will be big back there still. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. I still have one son that lives in Illinois, so it's always nice to go back there.
Yeah, no, you don't know this, Destiny. She's like 21 years old.
Oh yeah, she's
23.
When I was in high school, this man won the Heisman Trophy.
No, I didn't win the Heisman.
I thought you won the Heisman Trophy.
I was third that year.
Oh, third. Okay, he
He's
was
still up there.
he was eligible for the Heisman. I mean, he's like one of the best quarterbacks that was ever. And they came to the Super Bowl like a week before the Super Bowl. You guys came out with the Super Bowl shuffle, right?
About 2 months before the Super Bowl.
2 months before the Super Bowl.
Did you dance in that?
If you call it that.
Yeah, it's a little. Everybody danced.
The whole story is you know, people don't know about this. When they came to us with this idea, it was we're going to make a record. That's all they said. We're going to make a record, and all the proceeds will feed the homeless on Thanksgiving and Christmas. We thought, all right, that's a pretty cool thing to do. So we all did our parts. About 2 weeks later, they came back and said, all right, now we have to do a video. And we're like, no. Walter Payton and I both said, no, that wasn't the agreement. The agreement wasn't going to make a record. And so we told them we're not going to the shoot when you guys do the shoot. And they actually filmed that thing the day after we lost our only game in 1985. We played on a Monday night in Miami.
Yeah, you guys like 16-0 or something.
And we were 12-0 at the
12-0,
time.
12-0.
We lose that game. We get home to Chicago probably 3 or 4 in the morning. The guys have to be at the studio about 8 or 9 that morning. They were there for about 8 hours doing their gig. Walter and I didn't go. We told them we're not doing it. About a week after that, they came to us and said, now we're going to have to sue you if you don't do your part. And so
it's for charity, though.
Walter and I did our parts after practice in the racquetball court at Hallis Hall. And so what you saw on film is one pissed off white man having to do what he did.
That's what I was going to say. Everyone looks just monotone, just like, yeah, I'm here.
I was really, I don't even know if I even mouthed the words I was supposed to. I was going, you mouth. But I guess it still comes up. People still talk about it. I mean, it's crazy how it's lasted this long.
Wow.
We ended up we got a platinum video and a gold record. So
that year, everybody became Bears fans. It was real. It was like the talk of the town.
Yeah.
My high school, my 8th grade talent show, we did the Super Bowl shuffle, and I was Walter Payton, and that's like, it's one of those things. I'll be 80 years old in old folks home, and I'll remember when they called me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making romance.
That song just won't go away.
My God, I couldn't believe it was an actual song.
I remember like stick songs.
Have you ever seen the video? Or anything?
He showed me. He was sitting there singing it, and I'm like, "What are you singing?" And he's like, "You've never heard it before?" And shows me, and it's a full music video.
Yeah, back in the day, it was, I guess, pretty state of the art. Looks kind of funny now.
Yeah.
It's all old school.
Oh yeah.
The video cameras like from 1990s.
So are you going to be getting out there and try to do more states? I know you said Illinois, but you think?
Yeah, we're going to try to hit as many states as we can get into. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we're all passionate about the product. Like I said, it saved Kyle's and not my life. Eben's. We're promoting it as medicine.
Yep.
You know, it does so many good for so many different ailments. You know, you just got to find the strain that's right for you, and then go from there.
Is there
the most people that I've ever talked to that don't like cannabis, they always tried it when they're drunk already. You know?
Yeah.
They're always too afraid to do anything. But I said, try it when you're sober and see what it does to you.
You know, or they do too much. You know, a little cannabis, a little mushrooms, a little alcohol, a little moderation. It's there. It was created for a reason. It has its benefits. You know, you don't want to go and do a heroic dose of mushrooms on your first try. You know, you're gonna be
I
like,
wouldn't be up here
Definitely
right now if I took a heroic dose.
no, you're gonna be
Not
like,
mushrooms,
what the fuck is that? You know, it's a little bit, and same thing with cannabis. You know, a little bit for pain relief. You got to find your right thing, and it's great that it's now so open and it hasn't been researched enough yet. But
there's plenty of research. The research goes back to the 30s and 40s, man. They've been hiding everything from us.
They find new cannabinoids every day.
They lied about everything.
Yeah, and there's plenty of like people who've experimented, anecdotal research. That's research enough, really.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, the mainstream, they want that technical, pharmaceutical, triple blind study stuff. You know,
They have all those if they just look at them. They don't want to look at them. Most of these people are so into big pharma. You know, they're either investors or owners. They don't want anything to do with cannabis.
yeah.
This is taken away from their business.
Yeah.
You know,
Trying to tax us.
Yeah, and the lobbying, you know, I'm trying to figure out why it hasn't been legalized yet at the federal level. You know, there's so many people.
The banking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The pharmaceutical companies might say, you know, hey, you know, let us figure out how we play before it gets legal. You know,
Yeah, they're figuring. They'll end up buying them all out, buying all these companies out. I'm kind of hoping that. Yeah, you guys do all the hard legwork, but there's plenty of studies out there for people to look at if they want to see them. But yeah, best thing to do is experiment for yourself.
well, we look forward to working. You live here in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I'm in Scottsdale.
Yeah,
Been here for 12 years.
You're always invited to come back to Mita. Hopefully, your brand will be represented prominently here by the team that you have working for you.
Yeah, it's going great so far. I had a great launch.
Is there a certain strain that your brand focuses on?
I like the Skywalker OG is one
Skywalker OG.
I like a lot. Kyle, I know, has his own that he likes. Eben as well.
These blue cookies.
She's a grower. She's actually like
I'm gonna open this one to smell it.
she is an expert.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. And these are fat golf ball nugs.
Golf ball nugs.
You'll like those.
You smell it?
It's quite
Yeah.
tasty.
We'll pass it around.
Didn't Jameer Miller?
Jameer, I think, grew this batch.
So we have a Cardinal.
Like he
And-
hired a team, or was he in the dirt?
No,
doing it?
what's that?
Did he hire a team, or is he in the dirt?
No, he's in the dirt. He's
Okay.
growing himself.
Yeah, so we have Jameer Miller, former Arizona Cardinal, growing the product when working with Chicago Bear. This is like a cross NFL kind of experience. I'd like the
Jameer and I were teammates here in Phoenix in '94.
okay.
He was a rookie in '94.
So he was in '94. What years did you play again? You played until
And here,
I
I played from '82 to '96.
82. That's 14 years
15.
at quarterback the whole time.
Yeah. I wasn't big enough to go anywhere else.
No,
I didn't
I
want to
mean,
be a kicker.
I'm just thinking about like the number of times the hits you had to take. I remember
Right.
because I remember
That's
you.
what I look like I do now. I'm walking around with a damn boot.
No wonder you're smoking.
No, because he was.
My back hurts now. My shoulders. Oh,
Yeah.
Got PTSD he needs to take care of.
a lot of that too.
I remember he was really exciting to watch. You know, because he was like a daredevil. Like how, my God, you know, like one of those guys like that you just
Trenches.
see doing these plays. You're just like, ooh, that's dangerous. Ooh, that had to hurt. You know, that kind of stuff.
Well, a lot of them did hurt, and I'm still feeling it.
Yeah,
I just turned 63 the other day, and it's I'm feeling every bit of it right now.
Yeah.
but you told me about your foot, but you look good. You know, you look good. You look 63. You look strong.
Well, my girl's she's a great cook. She's all about health. You know, she cut out a lot of my they weren't bad habits to me. I love bacon. I eat bacon every day.
Yeah.
She cut that out. She cut out my ice cream and a lot of this healthy stuff I have to eat now. But it's doing me good because I don't do anything else. I haven't worked out in years.
What'd you do to
other than
your foot?
rehabbing my foot.
What happened there?
I had a routine surgery to remove some bone spurs, and it got infected. And then it had to have 2 more surgeries. Then they were going to cut my foot off, and then
Oh, that's
they
scary.
saved my foot, but now it doesn't work right.
Dang. That
It's been
is
9
scary.
months. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. Sorry
All
about
this
that.
gain of function research they're doing is killing us. Penicillin doesn't work anymore. I mean,
Right.
they got these bugs now, man. It takes all kinds of stuff to kill them.
Well, I hope you have a fast recovery on that. That's
Well, faster than a year, I hope. Yes. Well, I appreciate it, though. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to having you back. I mean, we're gonna. Do we have the website and all that stuff? All that information?
For Revenant?
Yeah. Do we have?
RevenantMJ.com.
You know,
I think.
don't worry about it. Your people are all over the
Yeah,
place.
they're everywhere. They all
Yeah.
got their shirts on,
Yeah.
too, I think. So.
Your duties are more like the ambassador, you know. But
Go drink a beer with the people.
there's other people that sign and dot the thing, so it's cool. We'll have it up online and stuff so people can get it, find out where to buy it. I know you guys are at the Mint. You guys are at the Mint exclusively right now.
I don't even know. We might be.
Yeah.
We launched there today, so that's probably the only one we're in right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get in a bunch more.
I know your team. They're doing a great job. Everybody's here to network, meet other people. So I'm sure they'll be across Arizona, especially by the time the Super Bowl comes around, which we'll probably be over at your golf. Are you guys doing a golf tournament or something? We'll probably show up for that.
Yeah, we're hosting a golf event for the Gridiron Greats. Mike Dick is charity, and it should be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of vendors out there as well.
Yeah,
It'll be the Friday before the Super Bowl.
Friday before Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it's at Anthem Country Club. I'm not positive about that, but that's what I heard so far. So, yeah, we've got a meeting out there tomorrow, actually. We're gonna play around tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and we'll work closely with your brand to help promote your brand. You know, the whole wellness, therapeutical use of cannabis is a big theme for META. You know, the concept of recreational cannabis it's kind of a weird word. You don't really say recreational alcohol drinking.
Yeah, true.
You know, you don't really say recreational eating. You know, so it's kind of an odd thing to say, but everyone should have the
Still
right.
trying to stigmatize it any way they can.
But you have the right to choose to use cannabis whenever you want to for your own therapeutical reasons, for your own
remedy.
to relaxing. That might be recreating, but you know the messaging is key. And I think, you know, to get it further, especially with like the NFL and stuff, you know, we need to have the right messaging. You know, because the NFL is never going to support recreational cannabis.
Well, it's because the NFL's tied in with Big Pharma. They're the ones handing out all those free pills every time you walk in the locker room.
I have seen and heard thousands of horror stories about injections that you guys have to take. I don't know what the truth is, but I've heard.
I tried every Marcaine, Xylocaine, pretty much every Kane brother's been inside of his body.
Lordy.
They'd numb every part of me before I played. I couldn't even feel the ball half the time I played. I broken my throwing hand, and they'd shoot me around the bone. It always hit a nerve. I'd be numb to my elbows.
Oh, we got Jameer Miller.
Jameer, there's my old teammie.
What's up?
Now he's my growing wizard.
Destiny, give Jameer the headset.
Do you want to hear?
Yeah, put the headset
Oh,
on.
you can jump on here. Are you about done with me?
Yeah, no.
I'd like to get out of these hot lights.
Yeah. We'll get Jameer on here next. Yeah.
I was just about to say hello.
Well, just sit down.
I wasn't coming in to say.
Just so we have the photo.
Pop a spot.
So-
We are to have
Jameer, jump up here.
and really get this thing cracked.
Jump up here, Jameer.
So people can understand. No, I got my backpack on.
He's in and out.
So,
All right.
but no, it's nothing about. It's all about love. You know, all right, I'll come.
Yeah, come and sit here, just so we have the photo of like the real game day moment. Because now we got
I'm just
respect my
hopping-
region.
I'm just basking in the ambiance.
I know you picked it. Well, no, but you gotta tell us about respect. Have you guys heard about Respect My Region?
Nah, man. So we're a media platform for cannabis and music. Started in 2011 when I was just selling weed, you know, off the books, not inside the medical market. Wanted to move the money into something that could be a sustainable career because committing felonies didn't seem like the best career choice. And
It is now.
Yeah. I mean, times have changed, and at some point the game changed where we're taking money out of cannabis to do something legal where we could do exactly what we were doing with legally and highlight cannabis. So we were able to go legal without having to touch the plant anymore. So I do media, content, marketing, work with a lot of the top brands on the West Coast, and then cover a lot of stories every day on the podcast and the website, man. So it's content, weed, music, and lifestyle every day, all day.
Can we get a quick photo, like still photo over here? This is like This is like the coolest thing that we've done at Meta so far. Come on. We got the Game Day podcast with fucking legends from the NFL, Jim McMahon and Jameer Miller, who are growing cannabis together and marketing it and bringing it out to the masses.
The man, the legend.
Hey,
They're so good.
No.
Jimmy Mack is here. He's getting it done, and this is what we're all about. We just want to make sure that
there's our
healthy.
There's our president of Revenant.
Oh,
Let's get him in. We'll get you back up here in a second. This is legendary, folks. We have the first ever Cannabis Game Day podcast going on. We got a sea of people back here supporting Revenant and your guys' brand and all these other companies that are here. He was telling us about Revenant and where it came from. Tell us the story. He said that you were involved first, or
yeah, kind of my brainchild, I guess, if you will. I've been trying in the brand space. I've been in the CBD business since the beginning. I started a company called Neuro Armor. I had Under Armour sue me, and I had to change it. We're Neuro XPF now. I've been trying to create brands with other people, help other companies in the cannabis space in California. And then I had the opportunity to, realize that I could get in this game. Yeah. And if I was able to invest in a license, then we can make it happen. You can go in California and try to do without it, but you're risking everything. So I invested in a micro business up in Ramona, Bear Flag, Ramona Cannabis Company, and started this brand. We came here, I don't know, when was it, 2014? I think it was 2014 when we were first here. Big convention, Southwest Cannabis Conference.
Wait, hold on a second. You guys, you did the SWCC. I invented.
Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, we were at the first one with you guys. You guys set that up. And
you were advocating for the legalization.
The first time athletes came together to advocate for cannabis.
That's so cool.
Yeah, okay.
That's
You've been a part. You've been a part of it ever since.
I've just been hanging out. Jim, I'm an ex-prosecutor, and I fucking hated it. It was like a burden.
Yeah.
And then I got into the cannabis industry in 2012 to make money, and I found something much greater. I found a passion. I found a whole community committed to the undercurrent of freedom and choice and naturopathic healing.
100%.
That's what it's all about.
You said freedom. It's America. And you've been a prosecutor. Can you say that there isn't anything more American than cannabis and fighting for it right now?
Liberty.
Fighting for liberty and freedom is you fight for this plant.
I don't want to make this about me, but I'm going to say something because this is important to me. Now, but check this out. I was kind of like drift. I got a little cynical with all the fucking people in this industry that are in it for just greed.
Right.
Because I came in for 2012 for money. Then I found something greater and a lot of committed, passionate people, 15, 16, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I'm hanging out with the normal guys, learning about free the weed means opportunity, access, community, all these things. So I'm cool. 2017, 2018, I'm like, this too much greed here. I don't like it. I don't like all the people that are just like looking at it like a widget. Doesn't feel good anymore. I don't want to do that. And then COVID came, 2020, and they took away my freedoms.
Right.
And they took away my right to choose my community yoga. They took away my right to choose my marketplace where I want to have events. They took away my right to travel and all this shit. And I'm like, this is what the cannabis community has been feeling for decades. I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to double it down and I'm going to help this community where I can talk and speak about freedom, speak about choice. And that passion you hear in my voice comes because I never experienced it myself.
Right.
Because I wasn't around in the 70s and 80s getting arrested for weed. I wasn't shipped. Well, I did ship cannabis from Tucson and Phoenix to Boston University.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's a true story.
All of this, throw out all them cases you did.
I don't give a shit anymore. I'm free.
I know, right?
They let them all out anyway.
I know.
No, we used to. Sorry, but
not at all, man. You're right. I said the same thing.
We truly appreciate you, really persevering and ensuring that we have a platform in which we can talk about not only the medical benefits of cannabis, but also how it brings those together. It brings people of different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different everything similar to the game that we come from. We all come from a different place, a different background, but we all can sit together and enjoy each other's company, and we have the utmost respect for each other. And that's what it's all about.
I'm going to call it right now. The armed services, the NFL, and cannabis, the three great unifiers. Because everybody in the armed services, everybody comes together and is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Rich, poor,
you don't really have a
black,
choice.
white.
You're either, but that's the same for cannabis. I don't think that you have a choice in this. I think everybody here, or at least 99% of people here, are probably going to say, I didn't have a choice. This was something I had to find for myself. That's why they came to cannabis. It was something that was calling to them, just like the NFL called to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's real. There's something to this plant that connects to us.
You got a phone. The phone rang, and you had to pick it up. Back then, when all of us were drafted, you had to pick up a phone.
So
that's right.
So everybody's going to be at the golf tournament around the Super Bowl. That's going to be the big event.
Yep, that coming up. We do the Super Bowl event every year. Jim and I, we've all been involved in retired player stuff after the game. Great organization called the Gridiron Greats. Started with Mike Ditka over a decade or more ago. At the end of my career in 2007, because of a lot of issues in our community, where the NFL wasn't really, taking care of our community, our veterans, and we're still doing that. So we're doing that on a Super Bowl again. Every year we do an event, and there's over 1,000 people at this event every year. Some of the biggest names in football that you've ever known growing up, all the greats, a lot of new guys are coming now. And last year in LA, we had the first one where we were able to consume cannabis, the first real Super Bowl sponsored. This is a Super Bowl sponsored event now. The NFL sponsors these certain events at the Super Bowls, and the Gridiron Greats has solidified themselves as one of the events. And we were the first one to have open access to cannabis at a Super Bowl event last year in LA. This year is going to be off the chain.
So we needed a different brand, or like somebody giving out cannabis at every single hole. A different edible, something.
Yes. We would do it with alcohol. These are poisons, they're great for libation, and if you have one a day, then they're good for you health-wise and all these other things, and there's excess in everything, and even in cannabis, in certain degrees. But cannabis has not had that opportunity, and now we're using our platforms to make that happen.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, my experience has been, I was kind of a conservative Republican fuddy-duddy prosecutor kind of kid, did economic development. And I didn't know anything about cannabis 2012. And I had that old mindset that, I used to say these hippies found a politically viable way to get high.
Reefer madness.
I didn't understand. I was the 80s.
Yeah.
But then you studied it, and I'm working with all these people in the industry that they write dissertations. They edit magazines. Better than I can. And there was a guy named Michael Weiser who was a big normal activist. R.I.P. Michael Weiser, where he died a couple of years ago, but he was a huge normal activist, and he was my journey. I was hanging out with all the suits that were there to make money, and all the normal guys, all the normal guys are cool motherfuckers who just are chill. These are the good guys. There's nothing wrong with making money, but there's something more to life,
Yeah.
So it's been an amazing journey.
Wellness. That's everything.
Yeah.
Every guy that you see here. This beautiful plant has allowed us to really give up opiates. Nobody's taking Percocets.
It's real.
Lortabs, any of those. It's really changed our lives so that we have a more productive and fruitful lifestyle. We all have children, no matter how old they are. Some of us have grandchildren, have been blessed to have them and be able to play and enjoy them.
Hey, here comes. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Say hi to the camera, Mike.
Need more beers.
Right
say hi to the camera. There he is. There's the man, Mike Langsford.
CFO.
There he is.
So you guys, this is gonna be fun, and I'm telling you, there's a build-up coming.
Yeah.
October, November, December, January. Mita's whole theme is going to be about health and wellness and responsible use, working with ex-NFL guys, etc., or other pro athletes that want to talk about the brands that they're involved in.
Yeah.
And we're going to help whatever we can do to promote your guys' brand, whatever we can do to promote the Super Bowl event. There's a build-up coming up to this big crescendo in February. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. When was the last Super Bowl in Arizona?
15.
15?
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowls in Arizona are some of the best.
Always off the chain.
Yeah, off the chain. The parties, I mean, all over this city. And the whole city's on a grid, so you can get anywhere, you know. It's awesome.
Like what he was talking about, we are going to have our smaller events. That'll be, strictly invite only.
Oh, yeah.
And real
lots of after parties.
Areas, and after parties for the larger events. So, just make sure everybody stay tuned so they can see what's happening.
Well, get your mic a little closer there.
Yeah.
Hey, and cannabis has the opportunity to allow people to enjoy these things and be collected, right? I mean, in the next day, you're functional. What's funny is that, like, we're up at all these conventions now. We're out late and we're up early. And it's like that wasn't happening in our life. That wasn't happening for me. I'm sure it wasn't happening for you guys when you're using all these pills and you're trying to trust that, modern medicine has the answer for you. And they just don't. I mean, God put this amazing plant here on this earth for us, and we found it. And we're trying to do everything we can to spread that word. That's what it was about in the beginning. That's what it's still about. We have to make money to keep this thing going. You can't discount the need for making money in this industry because you can't keep selling it if you can't pay for it, right? And so we've got to find a way to keep doing that and expose what we know this plant has to offer. This idea of recreationalism is a farce, okay? This is a medicinal pursuit for everybody in this room. Each and every person in here could tell you what cannabis does for their health. Every one of them.
There's a lot of people here, too.
Yes, bring them up, every one of them. They can give you a personal testimony of how cannabis has changed their life.
So tell us, and I absolutely agree with you. Again, once those guys from Normal, and it really was a Normal community. I got to keep shouting those guys out. Really solid community. They've been around for decades and decades. They educated me about alternative methods. I'm like, if I have pain, take a Tylenol. That's just dumb thinking. And I started doing yoga, so it got me into yoga, and that's been an amazing journey. Yeah. But I didn't want to talk about myself again. But
not at all. All of that is part of this.
Take a yoga class from Eben. He'll get you
Eben Britton, man. He'll be here in a minute. Eben Britton's a yoga guru, a yogi.
Yeah. Jake Plummer.
Yep, Jake is as well.
That dude is off the charts cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys friends with Jake?
Oh, yeah.
Jake. That guy, I was at a mushroom conference, Benzinga, in Florida, and he was with his partner, and they were doing yoga moves in the middle of the conference. He didn't give a damn. I'm like, somebody introduced me. I was like, so Jake, I'm like, yeah, from Arizona. I'm a wildcat, though,
yeah.
But I'll tell you what.
Nobody's perfect.
No, I'm a wildcat. But after meeting Jake,
Eben's not here yet.
You ready to become a Sun Devil?
I was. Sun Devils are cool.
Well, you were a Bruin.
I was a Bruin.
He was a Bruin.
What were you?
A Bruin. Aztec. Yeah, we're playing your Wildcats.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow. No, Saturday.
Are you going to go there?
I was going to until this mess that this stinking coaching staff put themselves in with this headline story. It's about this girl and this whole situation with this punter in Buffalo. Man, I can't go to that. I'm Kyle Turley. Who are they going to put a mic in front of? They're going to put a mic in front of Kyle Turley. What about this culture at San Diego State? Thanks. No, bye. I'll watch it on TV.
So I should have like a sign taunting them because I'm a Wildcat.
Yeah, and it's poor girl. It's out here crying for all this, stuff that happened to her, and they just are just pawning this off. I got a daughter, man. It's just ridiculous, man. I don't know. Sorry, drop it down. But I can't. Everybody's got a reunion, right? And all my boys are going, and I honestly can't say that. I drove all the way out here from Nashville, Tennessee, to go to this game, and all of this stuff has started to come out over this last week, and I'm sick to my stomach for this girl down here in San Diego, and what they've done. This program has done by covering it up for this guy. And that's, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough because there's going to be cameras everywhere now. It's a mess.
Well, so if you change your mind about going,
hey, there he is. There's a Wildcat for you.
Come on up.
There's a Wildcat. I don't know what you got. It might crumble here.
Squeeze it.
Here, I'll scoot up here.
What's up, bro?
Is there any more chairs?
Squeeze towards me.
I don't know.
Squeeze towards me.
There we go.
He's on the chair.
Okay.
Careful on that chair over there.
Here, go more towards. Don't fall off, Jim.
I'm holding on.
Can't have anybody fall off.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry, can we cuss
Can
on
you get
this?
in there, Jameer?
Yeah, I'm gonna slip
Yeah.
in. All right, I'm good now.
Woo.
Let's bring it this way.
Hey, all right. Let me move this leg over here. And
What's up, boss?
hey, this reminds me
See
of
what happens when you got two linemen and a linebacker to take up all the damn spoons.
This reminds me of being stuck in an elevator in Minnesota with the entire O&D line for 4 hours, stuck in an elevator in Minnesota. We're traveling to play a game, and the entire O&D line stuck in an elevator for 4 hours in Minnesota.
So can you hear us? Or
Sweatbox.
you can hear us talk?
You couldn't creep out the top like they do with Die Hard?
No, and try not to be in there when you got a 350-pound guard that's claustrophobic. Losing his mind, sweating bullets.
Jameer, can you give him your headset for 1 second?
What do you
Yeah,
need?
he can't hear nothing.
I want him to tell his story about how he got involved in cannabis. Tell the audience a little bit about who you are and how you got involved in cannabis.
Amazing, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
get a little closer. Get closer.
Closer in.
Yeah.
Close on the
Feel it
mic.
in.
Yeah.
We
Mouth
can hear
on
you.
the mic. So, there he is.
Yeah. There's Mike.
Big Mike, Mike
over there.
Dillon. Mike Dillon.
We're on the elevator. Close quarters, man.
I know.
It's a fist fight in the phone booth.
What? You can put your mic a little closer. Sorry.
Even closer.
Yeah.
It's loud in here, man.
Yeah, it's loud in here.
There it is.
There you go.
So-
Here.
Yeah, just a quick introduction about how you got involved in cannabis and all that.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having us, by the way.
Yeah, what do you think of Meetup?
It's amazing, dude.
Isn't it crazy? The
Incredible.
enthusiasm. They heard some
Incredible
guys
energy.
in the wait, you were a linebacker, right?
Lineman
Offensive
tackle.
lineman. Offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman. So you're not used to tackling quarterbacks.
I've
No, I
always loved
protect
my
them.
O-lineman. That's why
That's
I
right.
keep hanging out with these guys.
I
All right.
protect the quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
That's right.
Protect the quarterback, make holes for the running back.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we do, man. We just fuck
Nah,
people
man,
up.
you can do a lot more. You can throw helmets. You can get in fights.
A lot of fights.
You could be on the PAT.
Yeah. No thanks. I purposefully did bad on those teams just so they wouldn't put me on them. I acted like I was horrible for kickoff. They want to put you on the wedge. I was like, I'm not
God.
getting lit up.
No thanks.
I would grab a forearm pad and I'll just go and like haymaker swing for the fence, forearm shivers or somebody that tried to come and light me up.
Kyle, what are you doing?
And I missed like half the time.
They asked me to try to hold one time. I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, my
I said,
God.
"I was because I wore these two huge knee braces."
Yeah.
I said, "For one thing, I can't kneel down. If I do, I can't get back up. So if it's a bad snap." So I went over to the hole one day. The first time I was basically standing up like this. Got the ball, we put it down. They go, "What are you
Standing up.
doing?" I go, "If I kneel down, I can't get up." So and then when they got close, I just let the ball go. It was like
my
Snoopy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I only had to do that for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Never did.
they'll take you right off it, man. Yeah, they don't want you on that.
I don't
man.
put my hands down there for a kicker.
Yeah, no. That's a pressure gig, man, to catch that ball.
Super pressure.
Especially when it's bad weather.
I think that's more pressure in that action than any pressure in any position of football
yeah.
at any moment. It's the guy who's got to catch that ball, put it down in a hot second, and spin the laces out. But I mean,
There's
that's
a lot going on in that.
that's
That
pressure.
little extra point. There's
Yeah.
a lot
That's a
happening in
game-winning
that.
moment. Is this close enough, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
we,
Good
we,
now?
we
As
spent
long as I
time
can
for
hear
it.
you, it's being recorded. So,
All right.
and I love this conversation. This is good. I'm learning things I didn't know. But cannabis,
Cannabis.
your journey into cannabis.
Yes, sir.
Well, first, a little bit about your NFL experience, college, where you went to college, all that.
My name's Eben Britton. I played 6 years in the NFL as an offensive tackle and guard. I played at the University of Arizona, Wildcats, bear down, fucking A, let's go.
That's right, baby. We got to walk.
Let's go.
Aztecs.
I'm going to the game Saturday.
Are you?
Yes.
Amazing,
I'm
dude.
trying to get him to go.
Amazing.
Are you
Well,
gonna go?
If Kyle goes,
Really?
maybe. I can't actually because
I wasn't going to go because I honestly have a personal issue with this whole thing that I mentioned about San Diego State right now.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Well, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You were talking about this.
Yes, I was a team
Yes.
captain, All-American.
What years were you walk at?
I was there 2005 to 2008.
Okay.
Drafted 39th overall in the second round by the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2009.
Okay.
Started
at right tackle for 4 years in Jacksonville. Became a free agent, signed in Chicago, spent my final 2 seasons in Chicago. You know, honestly, man, throughout my football career, like every single guy who's touched cleats down on that field, I suffered a laundry list of injuries. Dislocated my shoulder, herniated discs in my back, torn muscles and ligaments, concussions, subconcussive hits, had my bell rung more times than I can count. The list goes on. In all honesty, I was super lucky in my career. I took really good care of myself, trained really hard, was in great shape.
Yeah.
So I didn't sustain some of the injuries that are really bad. Knee injuries, I think, can be absolutely career-ending. My back injury was a bad one, but anyway.
It's a lot better when you lose 60 pounds, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. You know,
I remember that.
You look great.
Well, you guys are this big. Your backs are really going to be hurting.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Left my football career weighing about 328. Today I'm 250.
Yeah.
A lot of yoga. Just got my body right. That was the number one thing when I came out of football. I just had to get my body back in order.
Yoga is the way. Absolutely.
Yoga is a huge part of that for me. But I was very blessed because I was raised by holistically minded people. My mom and dad, very much food is medicine, exercise, drink plenty of water, use whatever natural means are available before going to a doctor to get some prescribed medicine.
Love it.
And that really informed my football career and my life as an athlete. So when the injuries really started to happen, and beyond the injuries, though, these guys will tell you, and they played in the time. I came into the NFL when they were starting to attempt to clean it up a little bit. These guys played during what we used to call the golden age. You walked into the training room, you could basically go into the pill cabinet and get whatever you wanted. By the time I got there, they were still doing Toradol shots, the T-Train. You'd get those every Sunday. You guys probably could get those during the week.
Every day.
They weren't doing that
Anytime.
anymore, but every guy in 98% of guys in an NFL locker room are on one prescription anti-inflammatory or another. Every single day, you're taking Cataflam, Indocin, Celebrex. These are super potent pharmaceutical-grade anti-inflammatory drugs that just wreak havoc on your digestive system, your liver and kidneys. I mean, I'm 34. I retired when I was 28. Guys my age, I remember when I was in the league, Walter, who's the offensive tackle from Seattle?
Walters. Yeah.
He was already suffering liver failure.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had been taking Advil every single day, multiple times a day.
Happened to Kenny Easley. The same thing happened to Kenny Easley.
Yep.
Is there a lot of liver failure, kidney failure?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And having intestines removed and all kinds of stomach issues.
Huge statistic of internal damage from opiates.
Not only that, but it thins your blood. It exacerbates these concussion issues. CTE is the number one issue facing the NFL, still currently today. It's interesting to me, since we've been doing this, I've been on this circuit with Kyle for about 7 years. Our first cannabis conference was in Phoenix, Arizona.
I put that one on.
Oh, dude.
Well, I invented it, and David, Rory, and a bunch of other guys ran it.
Full circle.
Full circle,
dude.
bro.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, full circle.
Now we have game day. Now we have meet again. We have.
I know.
Look at all those people. You know,
man. It's really, it's an amazing thing.
It's amazing, man.
To see where this has gone.
Yeah.
And since then, you've seen all of these. If you watch football on Sundays, it's interesting because over the last few years, they've started to play these ads that are funded by the NFL that are talking about the helmet technology, and we're really looking at player well-being, and we're starting to take a look at the techniques and
bullshit.
How can we mitigate this concussion issue?
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, the brain, the human brain, sits inside the skull and it floats in this fluid. And when you've got the biggest, strongest, fastest human beings on the planet running as hard as they can into each other, trying to kill one another, you're going to have violent collisions. It's an inevitable part of the game. And when you hit and make a collision at a certain angle, your brain rattles inside your skull. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're wearing around your head.
Not at all.
The brain hits the inside wall of the skull, and that's what's a concussion. And it starts this chemical cascade of things that occur that lead to what guys like us are dealing with in life after football, this potentiality of CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is early onset dementia and Alzheimer's.
It's real. Like
and it's
real,
because
real.
we don't have, as an NFL player, whatever injury you have, you do not have sufficient time to recover. You don't have the time that your body actually needs to regenerate and refresh so that you can actually get back out on the field without, free of injury.
And they're always reactive instead of, being proactive.
Yes.
There's nothing pro about the NFL. They are all reactive. They are late to the game and everything because they always give the excuse. It was turf, right? If it wasn't cannabis, it was another thing constantly. AstroTurf, cried for it for years. The players are blowing their knees out, ankles out all day long.
Dios se viene que estoy afuera, el día que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar. Llorar, llorar. Dirás que no hiciste.
All right, we're back. We're back live again. We got David Tron coming back. I am thrilled. Oh, here's our
Destiny making it work.
Just DJing it over here.
Yeah.
No, but it's crazy. We have hours and hours of content on our website where people can just learn about the cannabis industry, who's who and what's going on. And what we'll do is we'll cut this down to like 10 minutes and just send something about you guys, who you are. So we're very pleased to be back with Mita Unshackled, a podcast about the Arizona industry, what's happening and who's important, what's going on. We're at Mita Live, and I'm pleased to be joined by two very important local politicians. Julie, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your campaign.
Politicians. Ouch.
Well, friends. Your friends.
The P word.
It's okay.
So for those who don't know me, I'm Julie Gunnigal. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a Notre Dame trained attorney going on our 17th year of practice. And with y'all's help, I will be the next Maricopa County attorney.
Yep, yes, you will.
Now, that is our prosecutor's office, and it has been historically a hotbed of prohibitionist activity. And one of the things that I care so much about, having been the former political director for Arizona NORML, is that our prosecutor clear all of the bullshit marijuana charges that are still on people's records after 207. Never should have been a crime, and now we need to give people a real second shot.
And we'll get more into your campaign and stuff, but let me introduce Representative Cano. Is it Cano? Cano?
It just depends on how much edibles you've had, you know?
Nice.
Yeah. Cano. It's nice to see you, Dimitri and Destiny. Yeah. And Julie. I feel like I'm next to a rock star because I really am. And I'm so excited about the new leadership that's going to be just around the corner with Julie as our county attorney. So, yeah.
Well, Representative, you've been a tremendous supporter of the legalization and the prohibition, the legalization model of cannabis. How long have you been involved in the movement, and what capacity? What's your experience with cannabis?
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you. You know, I come from Tucson, Arizona, and my district is entirely in the metropolitan urban Tucson area, downtown, the west side, the south side, the Pascoyaki Nation. And look, I'm here at the legislature now in year 4 to demand criminal justice reform. I'm so proud of my caucus members for working really hard to highlight the injustices that are happening within our criminal justice system throughout our state. And, you know, from a fundamental perspective, I just think that it's absolutely ludicrous that we are spending more money sending people to prison every single year than we are on our 3 universities combined. And it goes to show us that ultimately we need meaningful legislators who actually care about decriminalization, who will give folks a second chance instead of just putting them behind bars.
Well, you know, decriminalization is a huge part of it. You know, Mita is an industry group. We're very interested in the industry. It's a complicated industry. I always like to remind my representatives, the end of prohibition means there's new people that are making money off cannabis. And I want you guys to get deeply involved in understanding the nuances of the structure of this new industry and let your philosophical perspectives run wild. It's up to you. I mean, then you guys will play an important part in defining who makes the money off the supply chain in the new cannabis industry. So let me just throw that plug out there, because I don't want to take a position as to what's right or what's wrong. I leave that to you and your discretion. But thank you for being involved, because it's important Because I know that every time somebody from Normal or somebody from any other lobbyist or somebody who talks to you, and you're here exploring, you're here learning, but people talk to you, you're interested in the cannabis industry. Oh, you're an employee? How does that work? This happens. How does that work? Which is fantastic because we got a lot of politicians who say, oh, cannabis, I want to bring back prohibition. That's not going to happen. So we greatly appreciate your willingness to study and learn. I mean, imagine if you said, I'm going to close my real estate industry. I don't care. I don't want to know. And that's the challenge. And the fact that you're even here, there's 1,000 people. Every single person here is making a living in some capacity off of cannabis. 780 employees of the cannabis industry registered tonight. Actually, it's probably even higher than that. But these are the FA card holders. These are C-suite. These are management, bud tenders of the dream, owners of the exit strategy.
And then we have upstairs going on, with the market owners and the dispensary owners.
I don't think I've seen such an incredible event like this, bringing people together from all walks of life. I mean, just a quick look at this room, you get to see the diversity and the amount of folks who absolutely care about the advancement of the marijuana industry. And I think, look, we're talking about people's livelihoods, about health, about wellness, about all of the things that bring people together. And I think that's why it was important for people to be here. And I think that ultimately, when we're looking at more than 1,000 people here, it's a great recognition of the incredible work. And I just have to say, during the legislative session, I have been so grateful to have all of your advocates, call them lobbyists. Lobbyists to me indicates some slimy word, and thank goodness there's so many of them, but they're advocates at the end of the day, and they know that there are real stories behind people. I'm looking forward to have a path towards social equity licenses moving forward and offering more protections for workers, all the things that are super important, and you guys know best. I'm preaching to the choir.
You know what? When the shit hits the fan, don't listen to me. Listen to the board of Normal. Those guys are tried and true. They are. I mean, no, Julie, come on.
No, it's true.
It's true. Sometimes I can get confused. Sometimes I can say things that might be so self-serving. But the guys in Normal, all they care about is freedom, plant access, people's access. It's just a wonderful organization, and it doesn't really get enough credit, especially because a lot of people in the 80s and 90s like, oh, those are the crazy guys trying to legalize weed. Now the organization's evolving to those are the guys looking at consumer protections, patient protections, industry structure. These are entirely different than let's just legalize. So they got kind of a bad rap. I'm an old conservative fuddy-duddy kind of guy, but I've learned from Michael Weiser, R.I.P. Michael Weiser.
Yeah, I mean,
the man.
Where's the applause button?
Oh my God! Look,
Michael Weiser, everyone.
Look who's here, Tom Dean. Okay, so I know you only have 10 minutes. Where do you got to run off to?
But I am
What's up,
here
Tom?
in Phoenix
How are
for the
you?
League of Cities and Towns Conference.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be headed off to that. But, I'm super excited about the opportunity to be here and to say hi. And I am so grateful for the invitation. I know that we've got to keep moving the needle. And look, I think the message that I want all of your members to know in this critical 2022 year is all politics is local. The legislature is super important, and yes, we'll continue to look for ways to be your advocates, but we've got to elect local candidates, county attorney candidates who are going to be absolutely going to be our advocates at the local level, because that's where the prosecution happens. That's where the true meaningful reform is. And I'm a county boy, by the way, and so that's what I think brings me to the legislature with a local first approach. And just so you know, I have the highest density of dispensaries in Southern Arizona. They're in my district. And so that's also why I'm here today.
And your humility really touched me. I really like talking to you. I know you have to go run, but how do people get involved with your campaign? How do they contact you? What's the best way?
My website is Andres for Arizona. It's ANDRES for FORArizona.com. And look, I think my focus right now is making sure that we elect pro-cannabis candidates from the state level on down to the local level. And I think we have an obligation at this point to remind folks that midterms elections, they matter. The direction of our state is about to be decided for the next 4 years in just 68 days. And so now comes the opportunity for us to say, let's make sure that the folks in this room, in time for next week's deadline, are registered to vote. I assume that they are already, but if they're not, let's make a final push to get folks engaged and elect the pro-cannabis candidates that are going to transform our state. That's my focus.
Yes, sir. And the candidates that are going to listen and learn and understand those nuances, patient protections, consumer. The whole dialogue has changed. It's no longer about prohibition and all of that.
Right. Legalization is here, thanks to voters.
It's about the nuances, and then thank God you're willing to understand the nuances. I say, dig deep, my friend.
Yeah,
dig deep.
Let's do it.
All right,
here.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll let Tom sit down.
Good to meet you, brother.
Thank you. Good to see you, Destiny. Andres4Arizona.com. Thank you.
Yes.
I want to say,
look, wait, we have a whole new podcast. We have Tom Dean in the house.
Yeah,
Tom Dean in the house.
Hey guys.
Yeah. The ones in the back, let me hear you.
Hey, Tom, we have a gift for you. Reverend Cannabis.
Awesome. Thank you, Dimitri. And once again, can I say thank you and congratulate you on another amazing META event. You and Destiny and the other folks with META have done such an amazing job, and it gets better and better. If you haven't been out here in person, you got to get out here.
Can I just say, holy crap?
Thank you.
What we have about 800 FADA card holders, meaning people who are employed otherwise in the industry. About 250 looky-loos, et cetera, members of the media, people who want to learn about the industry, et cetera.
Wow.
Those are our numbers tonight.
853.
Everybody who is somebody is here. Everybody's here. If you are involved in the industry or you want to be, then you need to be here at the META meetings. And secondly, Julie Gunnagle. Wow, are you kidding me right now?
I know.
This is going to be the next county attorney, elected county attorney in Maricopa County, third largest prosecuting agency in the country. And she's not going to prosecute marijuana crimes. She's going to deprioritize that effectively. I think I could say it would be somewhat of a non-enforcement policy. And that is a first, as far as I know, in Arizona in any prosecutor race of any kind in any county. So big deal. I believe she could, have you officially announced your endorsement?
Not yet. This is the place to do it.
This is the place to do it.
The Tom Dean endorsement? What endorsement is that?
I did endorse her.
Let's hear it. Okay, by Tom Dean. You heard it here.
Within the first hour, I may add, Tom was blowing up the phone saying, "Hey, come on, let's do this."
I did personally endorse Turley, but in addition to that, she's had some other really exciting endorsements. You had what are some of the endorsements you've had, Julie?
Oh, folks like John Legend and Mark Ruffalo.
Wait, John Legend?
And the Hulk.
John Singer?
Yeah, and the Hulk.
What's that famous song he sings?
The green guy?
Mark Ruffalo, the guy who plays the Hulk in Avengers.
The Hulk?
So,
the green guy.
The Hulk endorsed her. Before She-Hulk, right? Technically,
yes, before She-Hulk.
Okay.
Wait, if he endorsed you, you have to sing one of his songs.
No, sir.
What's that famous John Legend song? And it's like, it's like very famous.
Oh, I just had it, and then you started singing it.
Oh,
She's had some, but she's also had endorsements by some very special organizations.
Normal?
Well, I don't know.
Let's do this. Let's announce.
I'm sure. What else I gotta do?
And I don't know if it makes history. I really don't. But I've never seen it happen in this way.
I can say with relative certainty that National Normal has never endorsed a candidate for a prosecuting agency. So I think for sure it's the first time. It's very rare they even do a local endorsement. But what happened? National Normal has officially, national office in Washington, D.C., endorsed Julie Gunnagle for county attorney in Maricopa County. That's official. That was official like a few days ago.
Jeez, look. Who are you even running against? Do we even know their name?
No, we don't know.
Does she really matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care.
The point is now you have been endorsed by all of me. Needs all of you, right?
You got it.
There you go.
Wait, can I record you singing
I know that. Well, I thought the whole thing's being recorded.
And then
we need it as like a sound effect.
But there's been some other interesting organizations. What other organizations have endorsed you thus far?
Oh gosh, a lot of labor, like the Arizona Carpenters and Ask Me Local. Importantly, in this time, because I think we should keep prosecutors' offices not just out of your personal cannabis habits, but also out of your bedroom. Planned Parenthood Advocates of Arizona has endorsed, along with folks like Arizona List, Run to Win, Run for Something. The kind of boots on the ground type organizations that we're going to need to be able to flip this state. Oh, Lucha.
Lucha, right?
Lucha.
Dude, yeah.
Lucha, yeah.
I'm not familiar.
They're kind of a big deal.
That was a big deal. Yes.
Does it stand for something?
Living at United. Oh, crumbs. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
Well, you're
That's all right.
under pressure. You're drawing
Yeah.
a blank. It's okay.
United
It's okay.
Together for Change.
But-
There's a thing. There's a full thing.
But speaking of
Lucha.
parental rights,
As long
Julie,
as
Julie, you guys know this. Julie continues to represent the woman who had her child taken away from her at birth.
Yeah.
Because they figured out she was a medical marijuana patient. Is that right, Julie?
That's exactly right. And what is so sad to me, so we took on this case. It was a patient who was, with her doctor's approval, consuming cannabis during pregnancy because it was the only thing that would touch her severe nausea. Literally the only reason that she and her baby survived to birth. And when the baby was born, BCS came and said, "You're a neglectful parent," and wanted to take away her livelihood for 25 years.
No way.
And we won that case. We won that case in one of the most conservative courts you can possibly imagine.
Court of Appeals.
That's
They
right. With
won.
the most conservative panel.
But now they're in front of the Supreme Court because the state is not taking this lying down. They appealed this now to the Supreme
Didn't
Court.
something just pass? A law for parent being a mom and using cannabis?
No, I
Or something is trying to be?
people
We're
are talking
working on
about
it.
it a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of desire to have something like that, but
Yeah.
no. And it's a big problem all around the country. You have mothers who, obviously, marijuana, a far less harmful substance than a lot of prescription drugs that they'll give to even pregnant women without batting an eye.
Right.
Our oldest evidence of cannabis use in the world is a 5,000-year-old relief in India, in like a cave of a woman giving birth while smoking cannabis. So that's the oldest example even of using it is in a pregnant woman giving birth. So
It can be done.
yeah.
Let me throw out a tough question because this is something that bothers me. The drug war 2.0 is coming. Prohibition 2.0 is coming.
That's right.
It's going to fall on county attorneys' offices to prosecute people who are selling small amounts, large amounts of marijuana
Without a
illegally
license.
without a license. That is the law as it exists. Maybe talk about that subject for a second. I don't want to put you on the spot because you see the issue. People want prohibition to be over, but we have to have we don't necessarily have to have, but it is the case that we have civil or criminal punishments for those who won't participate in the regulatory market. Now that makes sense, so they can collect the taxes and stuff. But I mean, what should be the proper punishments? How's the new world going to look? I mean, this is high-level philosophical stuff that as a county attorney, Maricopa County attorney, you're going to be directly confronted with. And I think a lot of people who are in the cannabis industry are thinking to themselves, well, what is she thinking? How is she reflecting on this? And what's she going to do?
Sure.
And I know we know what the law is, but what's the law going to become and what kind of advocacy is she going to do?
Right.
You want to talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. So, I mean,
It's a good question, right, Tom?
Very good question. Yeah. And not necessarily what the law is going to become,
I just asked if it was a good question.
but what the enforcement priorities are going to be.
He just starts going. Yeah, when you get Tom started,
Let
he
Julie
goes.
talk.
Because the laws aren't going anywhere, but it's the enforcement priorities. That's where it comes down.
Right.
no, I want to see you two cuddle for a little
No,
bit.
no, no.
I was like,
I love Tom.
excuse me.
There'll be no cuddling on camera.
That'll be later upstairs.
That's another channel too, by the way.
VIP.
Pay extra
People
for
have to
that.
pay extra for that. All right, let's talk about some serious matter.
So listen, Arizona, I care about safe supply just as much as everyone else, if not more,
Yeah.
because what I fought for when I was political director of Arizona NORML. And I think all consumers deserve to know that they're getting a safe supply, whether they're buying from the legacy market or buying from a dispensary where we know everything is tested. Where I have big concerns is when I start seeing sentences like what the county attorney is doing right now. Because we have someone who's 21 years old, got caught selling an ounce, and the county attorney came back and said 16 years is the sentence.
What?
That
So
just happened like a month ago.
I thought it was
That's right.
2 ounces. that you're allowed to be.
He sold it though,
Withholding.
without a license. So he sold an ounce to an undercover.
That's a
agent
lot.
without
I mean,
a license.
Gotcha.
that's a lot of years.
I thought he was driving and got caught with
16 years. 16 years.
that. That is.
So that's a real sentence?
Just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. It's all over the New
here
Times.
in Maricopa County.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It is, and it's going to cost us $330,000 to
Yeah.
incarcerate this person for those 16 years.
Just give the kid a license.
Right.
I'm saying.
Well-
So, like, when we talk about what should be really low priority, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, for example, did you know that Arizona still has a misdemeanor law that forbids cheating on your spouse? Do we really? Yes, yes,
Yeah,
we
Pull
do.
that one out. Hold up.
We got bumped
Just
out.
don't get married. You don't have to worry about that.
Sorry.
Don't get married.
Make it a felony.
Yeah. Felony. Capital
Should
punishment.
be a felony.
She's
yeah.
like, cut it off.
A felony in my heart.
Yes.
A felony in my heart.
We'll call that the Lorraine Bobbitt law.
You're all taking your ass to jail.
That was a good one, Dusty. I like that.
Okay, but this is an important topic because what is the future? What should the future look like in your mind? You know what I'm saying? I mean, should it be civil? Should it be criminal? Like in California, they're doing all kinds of civil punishments. Here we have 16 years. It's insane.
It's insane. We
Yeah.
should be moving towards civil so that we can ensure the balance of a safe supply and a regulated supply, but that we're not sending people on these outrageous sentences.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we can do toward that, one of the campaign promises I've made is every time we ask for a sentence in court, and this is what they're doing now around the country, is they're telling the judges, hey, listen, we're asking for this many years, and that translates to this many taxpayer dollars. And that way people can know that their money is being spent in a way that actually promotes public safety.
Yeah. And I think that's what, like $45,000 a year is what the estimate is on the average price per year of DOC for prison.
I've been using
It's higher
$23,000, but
than that.
it's way higher
It's
than
way
that.
higher.
What's
That's very
DOC?
conservative.
Department
DOC.
of Corrections.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the findings from Prop 203 back in 2010, it talked about the cost of those costs, and they were definitely. 1996 Prop 200 in 1996 when they made it mandatory that for the first two convictions for possession only, it had to be probation. In the findings, it stated at that time, I think it was close to $45,000 a year DOC, and that was in 1996. So it's got to be at least that or more now.
Well, if you need, Tom and I will each work for $1 a year. We'll be your volunteer legislative liaison for reform of cannabis sentencing and punishments at the state house and state senate.
All right. Yeah.
And
for sure.
and we'll talk about it and we'll explain it because a lot of people don't understand this stuff, and that's the problem. You're going to be spending a lot of time educating individuals about how the industry works. They're like, oh, prohibition's over. What licensing? Right. There's licenses. What? And then if you don't have licenses, you still go to jail. Wait, is prohibition not? They just don't get it.
No, they don't. There's a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding out there.
And the county attorney's office proactively educating people about the legislators specifically who make these laws. You guys need to reform this stuff, make it civil in nature, not criminal in nature, because it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. And what the hell is legal anyways? A bill regarding decriminalization, I'd like to see who comes out against that.
Yeah, it would be very interesting right now to see how that works. I mean, look, now you can't. I don't ever like to say.
Mic closer.
I don't ever like to say the industry, like as a generalization, because there's a lot of different players in the industry. Some of them are extremely helpful in terms of advancing consumer rights and marijuana policy reform further, but others are very much not, and are more interested in doing what they can to enforce and prosecute persons for engaging in the legacy industry, for engaging in unlicensed sales and so forth. So, but I mean, look, it's clearly the industry as a whole has an interest in keeping legacy market in check because that cuts into their bottom line. And you know who else has an interest is the legislature, because that's a lot of tax money. We're a $1.2 billion industry last year, and they get 16% plus regular, close to 20% of that. That's a lot of money, man. So that's tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars potentially that the legislature would love to have to spend.
No, it's an interesting problem. It's a very unusual situation that's evolved where these competing interests. But it's important to explain them, be transparent about them.
Yeah.
I appreciate your objectivity in saying that, the legislative, hey, you guys have interests.
Yeah.
Maybe you should cut off people's hands if they don't participate in this the licensed market.
Right.
Start with the fingers.
Mr.
Right,
Criminal
start with
Defense
the
Attorney, mean criminal
Start
defense
with
attorney.
the heart.
Oh, mi corazón.
I thought Tom's punishment would be, you've been a bad boy, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's like, throw him in jail.
I would give him a good smack on the back of the hand and tell him to get out of here and sin no more.
Yeah. Well, I just realized a second ago that it is 8:00, and I think we are supposed to be closing up the foundry around 8:00. Is that right?
Wow.
What just happened?
What's our? Are we being
Sorry,
told
we're
that-
having complaints
What
from the
just happened?
Foundry Hotel people saying we're loud because this party is lit. Our networking event is.
What part is loud?
Down here, somebody on the 5th floor wants to come
Oh.
down here to join us. So
Oh,
we're
well
going to give
then.
them a ticket.
Oh, give them all the
Yeah,
fucking tickets.
I was like,
Give 'em
give everybody. I
What-
basically told him, give everybody in the hotel a ticket if they're staying.
Yeah, why the hell didn't we do that before?
Yeah.
We
so-
have like 1,000 people here. Give another 50 tickets.
yeah, they're like, oh, it's really loud down there. Can I join?
It's not too late to get here, everybody. If you're close by, come on.
Half the rooms are rented by us, and there's 128 rooms
Wow.
Wow.
here. Yeah.
This is an amazing thing. I know that there's nothing like this anywhere in terms of a state organization, but we're going interstate. This is going to go national soon. But this kind of a quality event with this much interest, this much attendance consistently every month for how many years now?
2016.
2016.
5 years?
What you
Well,
all
I've been
created
inside.
is just really amazing, and I just love giving credit to it because this is the best event in Arizona as far as like a monthly
Yeah.
like event.
Oh, thank
You know what? That's that brings up another interstate commerce and how the Maricopa County prosecutor's office will prosecute those cases. That's a huge issue. And when the state laws changed, my God, I mean, your office could be inundated with all sorts of prosecution cases that really are just a waste of time. Sorry, Tom, I'm cutting into your business here.
No.
But really,
Yeah,
real, I see everything. But just consider, and if you need help analyzing this stuff, Tom's available. I'm available. I've been doing this for 10 years. There's a lot of different competing interests and stuff, but it's important stuff because ultimately in that position, and I do believe you're going to win, that you will be making some very important calls.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is huge. What Julie does when she gets elected and make sure everybody gets out there and votes for her. But what she can do can literally set a trend that could take off across the country in terms of marijuana policy reform and policy enforcement. So this is like huge. I mean, this is on par with the city of New York or the city of Los Angeles, but whereas a lot of times those are fringe elements, this is middle America. So whatever happens here is going to be a big boost for, I think, marijuana if Julie wins.
When Julie wins.
When Julie wins, yeah.
When Julie wins
When
to
Julie
the
wins.
third
She
largest
wins.
prosecutor's office in the country. We're going to
Which-
actually lead on cannabis for once.
Yeah.
We've always been followers
For
here in our
once and
county.
for all.
And Julie's going to give me a job, a special marijuana reform czar position in the county attorney's office because I'll be out of business.
That's a good point.
So that's only fair, right? Like, I mean, I think everyone agrees.
That's a good point.
I think that was the conversation that we had when we first met.
Yeah.
It sounds like don't go too far, Downey. Don't go too far. You're killing me here. I got the certain industry interests over here. I got Tom Dean over here.
Tom Dean, the attorney.
But just
Attorney for
reflect.
cannabis.
Attorney
Yeah,
for cannabis.
and as I was telling Andre, Representative Cano, learn about what's going on and let your principals guide you in the right direction.
How do people
and,
contact you?
Contact me. You can find me at attorneyforcannabis.com or you can call my office at 602-635-4990 if you want to know anything about cannabis law on the licensed side and on the unlicensed side, what you need to be thinking about, looking out for. If you want to know what you're doing is right, how to do it right, that kind of thing, or if you get busted, God forbid, I'm your guy. So thank you, Dimitri. Yeah, check me out at attorneyforcannabis.com.
Yep. We'll get to Julie. How do people get in touch with you?
Oh, that one's easy. It's gunnagle2022.com. GUNNGLE 2022.com.
Well, we're gonna produce this video and send it out to 25,000 people on Friday, probably next week. Friday.
The word "gonna go" will strike fear in the hearts of all fascists in the world. So that's where, it's like a hammer coming down on hatred and authoritarian rule.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you. And this has been another episode of Meat Unshackled.
All right, cool. Got everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.
Come by and see us next time.
We love you, and we want to meet you at META next month.
And so we can cut that one.
Thank you, guys.
We're using all this content.